Right, time for showbiz now, and I have Noella Karinyale joining me. Hello, Noella.
Hi,
I always say
Israel.
your name is such an exotic one.
Yeah, yeah.
Noella
And
Karinyale.
your shirt is quite exotic.
Oh,
I love
thank
it.
you.
It's beautiful.
Trying to match your eyelash.
Yeah.
Or your
Misheda.
eyeshadow, that's what you call it, right?
Yeah, eyeshadow, yeah.
Okay,
Got it
what's
right.
up?
Anyway, so let's begin with Samini. He's been talking about the city depreciation. You know, it's a topic that a lot of people have reacted to.
Okay.
And he seemed not to get how the city went from $1 to $1 to $1 to almost 60s or more.
Well, that's been over several years.
Yeah. I mean,
How did he miss it? Because he must have moved from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
Yeah, but to 6 to 7, and if you don't take care, it's going to go.
He hasn't
up.
got into 7. It's at 5.7.
So a while ago, I saw someone upload something she found out on Google. She actually Googled.
Oh, yeah, that was an error.
It was 22
That was an error.
series.
22 series.
Yeah,
that
I
was
couldn't
an error.
believe it. I was like, wow.
It's been corrected.
Anyway,
Google
so
has corrected.
he spoke to my colleague Becky, and he's been, registering his displeasure about the city depreciation.
I heard somebody on radio calling from abroad saying when the city goes down, it's good for them abroad because when they send just a few dollars, it becomes so much CDs, and we're happy. And I'm there thinking, listen, it becomes so much CDs that's worth nothing. Okay, it's worth the same little $20 that you sent. Don't think because your $20 has become maybe 200 CDs instead of 100 CDs, so it is worth $40.
Yeah.
It is worth 20, the same 20 you're sending. So we are here trying to figure out how it moved from 1:1 to 1:. It's almost what 6 CDs now.
Yeah.
And then the
Yes.
pound is 7 something.
7 something.
It's crazy. So I think that the people that are in position to make sure the economy is solid have to be called and brought to answer these questions. And if people don't know what they're doing, then there has to be a shake-up for the competent people to be put into the right offices, so that those who know the mathematics that you have to do to make sure that the city doesn't get, rinsed like it's happening, then those people sit down properly, because it is affecting everybody. If you go work anywhere else and you bring your money down here, and then you see how the Ghana cedi evaporates every time you change some of it, you know that, yeah, you think you've brought money, but whatever you change, the cities that it become and how much people need that city you're holding before anything can happen around you tells you that, it's no money, it's gone. So that something has to be done.
What do you propose? I know you're not an economist.
So those who have read the economy and they've written the exams and passed and are sitting in the offices collecting the pay to make sure the economy is stable should be
work around it.
Yes, should be called to answer why the economy is not stable. And if they can't answer, let's get some young and competent people, put them in place, because generations change and ways of thinking change.
Right, so there's a debate that will continue to go on. The people, when the city depreciates, there are those who are happy, and then there are those who are unhappy.
Of course. One of them is, I have to admit, is me.
It's you?
Yeah.
Because you get dollars from outside.
Of course. If my uncle should send me $300, that's a lot of money.
Then you get more for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm a little bit happy, but not happy if I have to go and buy something outside and I have to change to dollars, from cedis to dollars. So yeah, but he's not the only one.
The most important thing is that we need to keep the currency
stabilized. Exactly. But Samini is not the only one, talking about the cedi. Exactly. KSM, satirist KSM has also reacted to it, and he did on Twitter. If you can have that tweet on our screen, I'll quickly read it. He says, GH hotels quote rates in dollars, landlords quote in dollars, the port quote in dollars, even many government outfit quote in dollars. We then turn around and wonder why the cedi is falling. I can't think far. And he end there. He added that he talked about how he went to South Africa some time ago, and apparently you can't use the dollar in South Africa.
Yeah.
So he says
in many countries you can use.
You have to change the
you have to use the local currency.
And he wasn't also the only one. Trigmatic also, you know.
Right. So he says I was in SA shop and no shop would accept my
dollars. You have to change. Basically, you have to change to rands. And of course, Trigmatic also agreed with him. I saw some other interesting tweets I would have wished to read, but let's move away from that and talk about Professor John Collins. We're still remembering Professor G.H. Nketiah, and he spoke on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM, and he described Professor Nketiah as a nationalist who touched many with his writings.
I actually really know him through my father. My father was at the university at the same time that Professor Nketiah came, and they were running the African Music Society together in the 1950s. So, and when I came to do my degree at Legon, and I was staying with my dad, Professor Nketiah was a neighbor. So I got to know him partly through my father. He was very nationalistic. He was involved with Nkrumah when Nkrumah was using music for national identity back in the 50s and 60s. So he was one of the people who helped Nkrumah break through in the performing arts and linking it to national identity and even Pan-Africanism. He was political, but not a politician, if you see my point. He was a cultural politician. If you ask him, or he's telling you, where did he get his original inspiration from? He said it was his grandmother who trained him to sing a lot of Ashanti songs. So he realized that in African music, there was a deeper structure in the music.
So what would you say is Prof's greatest legacy?
It's impossible, because he has several. You can't say one. I mean, I would say that his writings and his teaching is one. He's gone now, but he's got 200 publications behind him, which are going to be there for posterity, and the thousands of people he taught, including even in the United States.
All right, so that was Professor John Collins. But before I go, I just wanted to ask you a question on a story that I chanced on about Sam Smith. Sam Smith, you say I'm crazy, stay with me, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said he had to undergo liposuction at age 12 to take care of his weight because he was so chubby.
Yeah.
They had to, consider liposuction as a way of getting rid of the, excess fat. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, would you consider that if your child was that chubby and you had to do something about it? Would you allow him or her?
Well, if that would cost a bit of money, actually. Mm-hmm. I would first want to try to get him or her to do some exercises to try and work it out.
Okay.
If it doesn't, then probably, if I have the means, why not?
Anyway, that will be all for Showbiz Israel.
But why do you say this?
No, I just wanted to put you on the spot.
Oh, no. All right, thank you very much, Noella, for bringing us Showbiz. That'll be it for today.